reappear right in that spot where it is now. It's found a home.
And that circles right back to the relationship conversation we were having, because your first couple dates, you will not fart in front of this new potential serious relationship. Even you'll go outside and fart, and then you've hit the no turning back point when you're ready just to blast ass in front of this new date.
Yeah.
Or she blasts ass and stinks you out to the point where you're like, good God, what did you eat?
Well, yeah, myself, I can, the voice of experience. Yes, if I was preparing for a significant night out, I can tell you right now that there are some foods that were then and are still banned from my menu. I mean, you have to think ahead for these things.
What are these food items so I can get them to you for your wedding? When you're about to say I do, it'll be I poo right across there.
Well, first of all, you'd have to be really talented as far as smuggling them into my food, because I avoid these things like a plague. But first of all, the obvious, beans of all various types. Brown beans.
Love them.
Of course you do.
Yeah. Sit down with a hobo by the train tracks and enjoy me some brown beans.
Well, you have to differentiate between the foods that will make you stink and the foods that will make you diuretic. In other words,
okay.
Do you want to fart or do you want to shit your pants here? Now, I don't want to do either one if I'm in a significant situation. So I thusly avoid beans, especially the brown beans.
So cross off the bean buns on there.
The lima bean, watch out, because it's not typically associated with flatulence like the brown bean is. But trust me, if you fart after eating lima beans, you will smell like nothing of this earth.
I need to get me some lima beans now.
You will smell extraterrestrial, like something from the deep trenches of the earth.
Oh, see, that's Chuckles after broccoli.
Yeah, you will smell like a stale, stagnant seaweed on a beach.
Yep, and broccoli.
Just basically, you're better off avoid the beans of all kinds.
Never.
Prunes. Oh. You don't want prunes unless you want to be like one of those old ladies that died on that chair.
It has to run.
Now that we're talking about flatulence, I feel compelled, as I'm an expert on the subject.
Well, yes, I think this is the most Tony Jones has ever joined the conversation on my show. So go ahead.
Skewing towards the healthier foods these days, I had some spicy General Tso's cauliflower. So not only did I have explosive gas, but it also burnt at the same time.
No.
Oh, don't even get me started on, if you're referring to healthy, that brings to mind vegans. Vegetarians are bad enough. For some reason, vegan girls, I don't know, is it maybe, I don't know if it's the diet alone that makes them repulsive, or is it the fact that vegan girls also have a tendency not to bathe and shave themselves?
I think it's the combination.
And they also brag about it like they're saving the world. I mean, you talk to a vegan and you're going to know within the first 10 minutes, oh, I can't eat that. I'm vegan.
Right.
Get a job.
Yeah, get a job swabbing out the floor in a peep show or something. Do something useful that will make you stink and be less revolting than you are now.
Yes. Use your hairy legs to absorb something.
Yeah, they're almost as vegans are almost as pretentious as bicycle riders, right? Those of us who ride bicycles, and now I have a good friend. He's English, right? There's something different in England, out in Europe. They ride bicycles for some reason. That's okay. It's natural over there. It strikes me as natural. Just because you're an American riding a bike doesn't give you the right to cut cars off in traffic because they're making a bigger carbon footprint. And if there was ever a stupider phrase in the world than carbon footprint, I don't know what it is. It makes me think of the comics, like the Metal Men comic. One of the robots, just stomping down, and not that there was a carbon robot, but. Yeah. I mean, a robot leaves a carbon footprint, it just seems to me. Yeah. But, two of the most pretentious, self-righteous creatures on the face of the earth, vegans and bicycle riders, at least in Rhode Island.
Vegans that ride bicycles.
Oh, vegans took the words right out of my mouth. Yep. Saints preserve us, as me sainted grandmother would say. Yeah, vegans who ride. Actually, that may be a topic for a whole other show. Like punishments appropriate for vegans who ride bicycles. Smelly, pretentious, revolting, self-righteous, hairy-legged,
And
bicycle.
armpitted.
And what?
Hairy armpits too, where they can like braid them.
Oh, you can hide in you can hide a lion could hide in their armpits.
Yeah.
You know, and it's worse
Yeah,
than
so,
the
like,
African
the-
jungle.
The leg is almost contained by pants. Then the armpits, of course, it's like I'm gonna wear a poncho.
Yeah, but keep in mind that it depends on the pants. Jeans, yes, jeans have rough, strong material.
Yeah.
But some of
True,
them.
like leggings, they
You
leave all the
kidding?
lumps and bumps.
Yeah, you get the lumps, the bumps. It looks like a porcupine, like trying to
'Cause
wear.
it'll poke through.
Yeah, it's like a porcupine wearing spandex. It isn't going to work. Well, that's the whole point. Gross. And which brings us full circle to that little. Now, what was it about the baby with the big lips? Do you want to stick to a wall, Chuckles?
It was an ugly baby.
Okay.
You never heard anybody say your baby's so ugly I'm going to lick your lips and stick you to the window?
Yes, but in a racist connotation,
Oh, maybe they were,
which is why I brought it up.
well,
because-
maybe they were trying to be racist to me. I don't know. But I always got told that. You're such an ugly baby, we're going to lick your lips and stick you to a window.
I mean, if you had said, a frog, with lips, stick it to a window, or a fish, yeah, okay.
It'd be comical seeing a baby that looks like Sloth stuck to a Volkswagen window.
All right,
Kind
so
of
what-
like the Garfield suction
Yeah.
thing.
all right, so what you're saying is you've seen such babies.
Well, have I? I did run for president. You know how many times they tried to say "kiss my baby," and I said, "Whoa, I wouldn't punch your baby, lady."
It's like you lean toward the baby, and it's like your head's going to deep throat it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a mouth like a bass.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it has a double jaw coming out. What the heck is that?
I'll tell you, yeah, kind of like you feel like you're going to be swallowed by alien or something like that. But this is true. There are ugly babies.
Yeah, and everybody says there's no such thing as ugly babies.
Yes, there is.
Liar.
Yeah, there is. There's babies I've seen. I want to smash them with a baseball bat. That's how ugly they are.
But sometimes they turn out pretty when they grow up.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
I was trying to be the nice one.
No,
You know, the whole ugly
there's-
duckling syndrome.
That's to make you feel better as a kid.
Yeah, ugly. Yeah, that's first of all. That's to get you to not mope around the house
It's to
all
get
day.
you to go have plastic surgery when you're 16.
Well, that's when your parents see that you're one of these ugly kids, and they say, if I don't get this kid up and motivated and thinking positive, they're never leaving this house.
They turn into Fat Flash and stay in my basement.
Exactly.
Fat Flash, I'm waiting for you.
So no one ever told Fat
Flat?
Flash that
Flat?
he could be pretty one day.
No. Not only can he not be pretty, but he can't be fast either.
Actually, so Chuckles, yeah, speaking of Fat Flash, so you went to Comic-Con, and your opponent, your sworn blood enemy, Fat Flash, made no appearance.
No appearance.
To jump from one subject to another. Although we haven't jumped that far in subject matter because we're still talking about repulsive human beings here.
Yeah, he made no appearance and no chance to fight me, and he definitely could not have disguised himself. I mean, unless
Well, no,
he
you
was
couldn't have missed him because I know the guy you're talking about.
right,
Yeah.
unless he was the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man that was walking around. Maybe I missed
Well,
that.
there was a guy in that like Big Six movie costume, that inflatable thing.
No,
Well,
because he
never
wouldn't
mind-
have fit in that.
Never mind the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, but what really disturbed me is you mentioned while we were getting ready for your show that Fat Flash sometimes dresses up as Robin the Boy Wonder.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That I don't even want to. I'm not sure I want to imagine that.
He would never fit in the Batmobile or Batman's little side cart there without the side cart tipping over and Batman doing an Aussie.
Right. But does this person realize the irony of the two characters he chooses to portray?
I don't know.
The fastest hero and the most small and agile hero. I mean,
It's-
what is it that drives him? I don't know.
Hey, I've seen a guy that thinks he's a Power Ranger and he puts it on and it's like 5 sizes too small for him.
Oh, yeah,
Last time I checked, the Power Rangers were in shape. The only shape that guy was in was double round.
Do you think maybe that fetish night at our local club here has crept into Comic-Con?
I could be. I
Could
just
this
think
partly be deliberate? Could
This-
this be a flaunting of
now
Could
this
be.
same repulsive individual, since we're on repulsiveness, and he is a repulsive individual, has nothing but costumes in his wardrobe, has shown up to a funeral dressed like a sailor from a Cracker Jack thing. Now, he puts up on his, my face page to his girlfriend at the time, who is also very repulsive, who wanted to go to Disney World. That's all she wanted to do.
Dressed as?
No, just
Nobody.
wanted to go
Just
as
wants
a
to go.
vacation, the two of them.
Oh, well, I'm saying, but I'm just wondering if he has no regular
and-
clothes in his closet, what would he go to Disney
This is what his
dressed as?
This is what his reply was to his wife at the time. Grow up. Disneyland's for kids.
But yet he can walk around.
Yeah, you don't have to say a word.
Yeah.
That can just let that remark hang in the air.
Yep.
And that'll.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to try to respond to that myself. Let's just go back to the music. How about let's go back to some Black Sabbath. Electric Funeral here on the Haunted Cabaret on Rhode Island Free Radio.
Robot minds are